Your Honor, by the end of this court session, I will have proved that beyond any reasonable doubt that the Belgian Empire is guilty of mass genocide, forced slavery, and millions of deaths against the Congolese. I am your prosecuting lawyer, Tina Gu, and I'll be representing the Congolese today. To give some background information before we get started, Congo has a democratic republic. Leopold formally acquired the rights to the Congo territory at the Conference of Berlin in 1885. He then made that his private property. He obtained the name Sovereign King as the ruler of the Congo Free State. Your Honor, the first charge I would like to bring against the Belgian Empire is that of committing mass genocide and killing many people in Congo. The things they did to the people of Congo was unacceptable and could have been avoided. The people of Upper Congo had been kidnapped in raids on villages in their childhood and brought to Roman Catholic missions, where they received military training in conditions close to slavery. Armed with modern weapons, the Force Publique routinely took and tortured hostages, slaughtered families of rebels, and flogged and raped Congolese people with a range of terror and abuse that cost millions of lives.
Objection! Where did you even find this? And where's the evidence?
Quiet. It's not your turn to talk yet. Thank you, Your Honor. And yes, the evidence. A refugee gave me some very valuable information about what it was like. Quoting, "We were always in the forest to find rubber and vines, to go without food, and our women had to give up cultivating the fields and gardens. Then we were starved. When we failed and our rubber was short, the soldiers came to our town and killed us. Many were shot, and some had their ears cut off. Others were tied up with ropes around their necks and were taken away." Even with a statement from a refugee, I have something else that I would like to show you. This is a replica of a body bag. This is just one person of many people who died during the mass killings. A second accusation I would like to place upon the Belgian Empire is that of the crime of forced slavery. They willingly used the people of Congo for their own benefits. If you failed to meet the rubber quota, the Force Publique were required to provide the hands of their victim as proof that they had shot and killed someone. In theory, each hand proved the killing from the Force Publique. Sometimes, to save the victim, they quote-unquote cheated by simply cutting off the hand of the victim and leaving them to live or die. This is a hand that was preserved from the Force Publique, where they had to take hands as a punishment. If the crimes of the first two charges were not nearly bad enough, I would like to further charge the Belgian Empire with death by disease. Millions of Congolese died as a consequence of exploitation and disease. With millions of refugees going on about, diseases ranging from smallpox and sleeping sickness and gonorrhea increased across the area. To support my claim, here's a picture of the Congos working. Working in an environment like this will cause disease to spread really quickly. One of the main causes is probably due to the working environment.
What do you mean the working environment looks bad? It looks like an average village to me.
You can tell the working environment is very bad. Animals such as rats have diseases that can carry on. They can transfer to other human people. Your Honor, for my closing arguments, I'd like to say to the court that the severe and lasting consequences Belgium left upon Congo is very harsh. Another example of the lasting effects of imperialism is apparent in the lack of organization, whether in education, agriculture, or public institutions, as well as a high sum of debt, which sealed the fate of the country. With no new generation to pass on the knowledge, the traditional systems of farming and trade that have existed for millennia across Congo has collapsed in a decade. With that said, Your Honor, the prosecution rests.